Hey guys, I have my largest order to date to getting ready to stitch, and I'm so excited. I want to share with you the process of this humongous order of 91 sweatshirts from a corporate office. I'm gonna have you guess somewhere in this video in the comments where you think or who you think ordered these and where they will be worn, okay? Because it's kind of different. I was not expecting what they sent me, and it's just been a kind of a fun process. So I had someone reach out to me from the marketing department of this company, and it's a local franchise that they wanted these sweatshirts for all of their employees that they're going to give to them as gifts. And it's been a process. So we went back and forth finding sweatshirts, 91 sweatshirts in all the sizes they needed in one particular color was hard, but I was able to find them. We kind of went back and forth on different colors until we found one that really had all their sizes. They gave me the logo that they wanted to use. In my original quote, I assumed, this is when you should not assume, that this was going to be a left chest logo, but it was not. It was actually something they wanted large in the center of the chest. So I did go back and have to present them with another quote because much larger. She originally said 10 inches. I talked her down to 8. Why did I talk her down to 8? Because my hoops literally are 9 by 9. So I wanted to make sure that with the hoops that I already had, I could do this project. 10 inches is quite large. I could have purchased some more mighty hoops, but I really didn't want to, and I did do a test stitch out and showed her what it would look like, and the 8-inch looked very appropriate for what they were wanting, and she loved it. So I felt good about that. There were things that I did have to go ahead and order to make sure I had so that today I will be able to start and just roll smoothly. So of course the sweatshirts, that was a big investment, but I was able to secure all of them. I've got 4 boxes here of the sweatshirts. So those came super quick, no problems there once we found the right size and color and all the sizes that they needed. I needed to get stabilizer to make sure that I had enough for this particular project. So, 91, I went ahead and of course got the pre-cut sheets to make it so much easier in time, helping with time. I am using my mighty hoops. I have a mighty hoop, an 8 by 9 mighty hoop that is for both the babylock and for the ricoma. So I'll be able to run 2 of the machines at all times. And the goal is to never let the machine stop running except when I go to bed at night. I did want to make sure I had enough thread. This one design, which is large on the center chest, is one color. So I made sure I bought several spools of that color so that I would not run out. I also wanted to make sure I did not run out of bobbins because I knew, again, large design, 91 times. I wanted to make sure I had that. The one thing that I did buy, which was the only thing that I bought, but I knew it would be something I keep for other projects, was the backing placement holder for the mighty hoops. I had never purchased one of these. What I basically do for my shirts is I turn them inside out, I put the backing on, and then I flip them inside back. And I realized, I was like, I don't want to flip 91 sweatshirts inside and outside or forward and backwards. I knew this was going to be a time saver. I tried to buy this at the Everything Embroidery Market, and I waited too late to get to the company that had these on site. So anyway, I'm glad I have this. I know this is going to be a time saver and just a great addition to my shop anyway. I think those are all the things that I needed. So the digitizing was kind of interesting. I've got 2 digitizers that I use regularly, and I sent it to the first one, and I test stitch. Of course, I test stitch everything that I do. And well, I'll show you the design now. This was a test run that I did just on a random shirt I had. So I did this first test stitch, and it was okay, and I did show it to them. They ended up putting a period after the city right here, and that really wasn't supposed to be there. And so I don't really know why that was there. But they did like a fill stitch. Do you see how that is? And I did say that I was doing a lot of these, and it was going to be a lot of stitches in a large space, 8, 9, 10 inches wide. And so I asked if they could do it in the smallest stitch count possible. so that it wouldn't be so overwhelming when it came time to stitch. I test stitched this one and it was like 44 minutes. I about died. And so I started to kind of panic when I'm thinking, oh my gosh, 44 minutes. I'm literally only going to be able to do an hour. That's going to take me forever and really pull me away from my shop. The good thing is it's the week of Christmas. I have sent all my orders out that were for Christmas. Any order that I have in my queue for Etsy right now are not Christmas items. They're like birthday shirts and whatnot that are don't need to be out this week. So I knew today and tomorrow I will, and tonight, tomorrow and the next day, I can focus 100% on getting these done and churned out. I really wanted it to be where I just did them all in one run. And I feel like I've set myself up for that. So yay. But anyway, so what I decided to do after I got this digitizer's file back was send it to my other digitizer. And just kind of see. I wanted to compare and see if there was any difference in the stitching or the stitch out. And so I did, and I'm really glad that I did. What I stitched out, did another test run, was from the other digitizer, and it has more of a satin stitch all the way around. So it's not a fill stitch. So can you see how that is a fill stitch with an outline? And then this is just a satin stitch on its own. Well, when I compared the two, this is only 20 minutes to stitch out versus 44. What I did do, the lettering from this digitizer, I loved. No, it just stitched beautifully. There were no jump stitches or anything like that, and it just really came out awesome. So what I actually did was take the lettering from the first person that digitized it with the sandwich from the second person, and I actually combined the two. So it was a win-win on my end for using both digitizers, because I really got in the end exactly what I wanted. I love that this is, I mean, it looks great. It's a really great digitized, exactly how the picture was. And the fact that it's a quicker stitch out made me just so thankful. And I really liked the wording. I wanted it to be readable and easy to stitch out. Sometimes lettering can be so difficult when it's small, but since this is such a large design, 8 inches across, the letters came out beautifully. So with that being said, I'm super excited. I'm getting ready to start, and I just wanted to bring you along for the ride. I've got 91 to do, and so I figured they're 20 minutes a piece stitching that design. And if you factor in the hooping and just getting things prepped and ready, and then and afterwards getting it, looking good, folded up, put it away, I figured about 30 minutes for each. So with 2 machines going non-stop, then I can get 4 done in an hour, which I know is not a lot, but you guys, this was a really good project with a great profit margin, especially when you're talking about one design, one color, and the fact that literally once I put it on the machine, I can do other things. If I have other orders, I'm leaving one machine open for those specifically so that I'm not completely tied up in making these. But, I told my husband, I was like, basically what I'm going to do, I might come up for 20 minutes, get some stuff done upstairs, come down, pop the next one on, go upstairs if I need to, do whatever I need, come back down. Just make sure that the machine is constantly going. So I'm excited. You guys, this was a huge deal that they reached out to me, and it was just by word of mouth. And so that's awesome. I look forward to doing more things in my community because there is definitely money to be made in the corporate world or small business world, or just local businesses. There really truly is money to be made there. That was one huge takeaway that I got from Deco Summit, Ricoma's event, was that I need to put myself out there a bit more in the community to let them know what I can do, what my capabilities are, and how I could help businesses here in our own community. So when this fell into my hands, I was super excited. I knew it was going to be a little stressful since it's around Christmas time, and 91 sweatshirts on top of what I already was doing was kind of crazy, but I'm looking forward to it. So I'm gonna bring you along for the ride. If you have questions about how any of this, like, you know, what took to get to this point, as far as this particular project, then let me know. Whoops. And if you can guess who this is for, put it in the comments. The first person to guess what this is for, I will actually send you a gift card to this place. If you have one. If you don't have one, then I'm sad for you. Really sad for you, because this is a staple in my life. Okay, let's go stitch. Okay, I finally figured out what works best. So I have all of these great mighty hooping stations, but I was missing a core piece for a larger frame for it to actually work. So that's something I probably need to look into investing in, so that when I have a project like this present itself, I'll have it on hand. You know, it's one of those things where you don't know what you don't know until you know it. And that's kind of what happened in the crunch of it when I was trying to figure out how to use the hooping stations. They are amazing. And if this had been left chest embroidery, which I had originally thought it would have been just a game changer. But I did purchase the attachment or accessory item that allows you to put your stabilizer backing on without having to flip your item inside out, which is what I have always done in the past. So this, honestly, this small accessory right here has truly saved me so much just time and annoyance. And I haven't had to use spray adhesive because I just used this directly, and it has worked amazing. So let me show you what I ended up doing. And let me just say, once you do 90 sweatshirts, you pretty much figure out exactly where it needs to be. You can see the neckline, but I do measure each one, and so I've just kind of made it like a station. And you can see my room is exploding in sweatshirts. There's literally 90 sweatshirts in here. I think I'm down to single digits of what I have left to do. And they're due today, so we're good. I have finished each one of them as I've done them. So these are 100% ready. They just need to go in the boxes to take them to the guys that have ordered them. But anyway, I created the room where it was easy to maneuver and get these done one after the other. And I will say my room is the cleanest it's ever been, because every time I get them on machines, then I've got 20 plus minutes to do something, work on something, so it's been nice. I have learned a couple of things along the way about my machines and the differences in them, which is kind of funny. Even my two baby locks, the same digitized design with the same exact stitch count on my 3 machines takes different times. How does that even, and they're going at the exact same speed. Let me preface it by that. So I don't really understand. They're all going at 1,000, and one baby lock takes 30 minutes. One baby lock takes 32 minutes, and ricoma, hello, at the exact same speed takes 22. I don't understand that, but I'm thankful that my ricoma is a little quicker. I'm able to do, you know, it a little faster on there. I also learned a very important lesson with my hoops, that my mighty hoop, which is an 8x9, and my Durkee hoop, which is a 9x9, are very different. Obviously the magnetic nature and the fact that it's easy to grab, I mean, that's just the obvious. But what I didn't realize is, even though my design fit in my Durkee and I was going to use it as a third option, just so I could get, you know, all 3 of my machines running, I realized that the curvature of the Durkee hoop really takes away my space, and it created an issue with the very first one that I did with this. And I did figure out a go around, but it's really different, that this is perfectly not really curved, and it's wider here than here. These have truly been a game changer for this project. I could not have done my project without my 2 8x9 mighty hoops. They have been just amazing. And without doubt, this is per size, so you can see on here, I don't know if you can see it, it says 8x9 on the bottom there. If it focuses on it, probably doesn't, but I had to order this specific to this frame. And one thing you have to remember is to take this off each time. But anyway, well, let me show you what I've done. So this is how I've done it. I have pre-cut 12x12 pieces of stabilizer. I grab my sweatshirt, and I've got this nice little loading area here. I take my stabilizer, and I take the back of my mighty hoop, lay my stabilizer on top of it, and then use my backer, I don't know what it's called, stabilizer grabber, I don't know, and it gets it pretty tight. So I have that ready. So that's holding it on. Now I've been taking my sweatshirt and I line it up at the top of this little table, so that helps me visually. And if you know me and you watch my embroidery, I always print out my designs, and I've used this for every single one. I've got 3 of these printed out. I put it there, and since I've been doing so many of them, it's kind of funny. I almost put it in the exact right spot every time, but I still like to double check. And all sweatshirts are not created equally, even with the same brand, same size. So I've had some that are almost, you know, a ½ inch or more different. Isn't that crazy? So I just go from seam to seam. This one's about 22, so I go around the 11. And then I go 3 inches on the medium. I'm going 3 inches down from the neckline. On the like 2XLs and XL, I went 3.5. It just looked better. And then I pin it in place. And then I just slide the backing that I just fixed in our sweatshirt here. And then I just kind of wiggle it around, make sure the top is straight. And I can make sure it's parallel with my table here, so that lets me know that it is straight. And then I just move it with my hands until my design is centered right and left, because it's a pretty wide design, and top and bottom. And then I just take my mighty hoop and we're done. So it's perfect. So I do have to remember to just pop that piece off the back, pull it out so that it's ready for the next one. So now I use my grid, and I every single time match it up to the needle, or on the baby locks to the laser pointer, and then I pull this off and stitch away. My machines just ran out. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. I wasn't really paying attention. All of a sudden one, started beeping, and I look over, I'm like, oh no. So I want them all to match. I bought three spools. These are the 5,000. This is the huge spools. And this just shows you. I mean, I literally bought this for this project, and so I've got to wait for this one to finish to transfer that thread to the ricoma so that it will match. I don't want to put, a thread that doesn't match on there because it's mid-project. Machines hate it when you run out of thread mid-project. But the other crazy thing is, I buy boxes of bobbins at a time. How many come in here? They're the pre-round bobbin, size L. This has 144. I buy these on Amazon. You guys, I've used 48 bobbins, and I've got 3 to go, so I probably would have used 50 at that point, but 48 bobbins so far I've used just for this project. I opened these just for this project. So you really do have to factor in these things when you are accepting a large order like this. I sat down, I scrutinized, I wrote it down on a piece of paper, what it cost for the sweatshirts, what it cost for the backing, because I bought the backing specifically for this, just enough of the 12 by 12 poly mesh. The thread, I bought that specific for this project to make sure I have the right color and enough of it. The bobbin, the hoop add-on, the accessory piece, because I knew it was really going to help this project. And then also the digitizing. Now, if you were listening earlier in this video, I gotta keep this running, guys. Sorry, it's a little loud, but I can't stop now. I actually had this design digitized twice, and I combined the two. I took what I liked of each. I took the one that had the least thread count. I mean, could you imagine? The other one literally would have taken twice as long, and it would not have made sense for my time, for my money. It just wouldn't have. So I factored in the price of the 2 digitizing, and you guys, for 91 sweatshirts, I did charge them for the digitizing fee as well. I am profiting almost $1,914. Now that doesn't take into account my time, and this has been more than anything, not as so much labor intensive, but time intensive. But I started this 2 nights ago at 9 p.m. and it is, what, like 9 a.m. So we're talking, what, not even 48 hours and I have finished. Now, I did make sure that every order that I had for anything else was done and that I could solely focus this on all 3 of my machines. So it's just time investment. But I knew I had the time because of this weird time right before Christmas when, you know, people really aren't buying as much on Etsy because Christmas is only in a couple of days, so nothing could get to them in time if they did. So the fact that I had all of Christmas done and could focus on this 100%, it's been awesome. So again, it's just time, but I knew I had it. If this was, you know, after Black Friday sale that I had on Etsy, there's no way I could have done this in the amount of time that I did. It would have taken me much longer because I wouldn't have been able to dedicate all of my machines to it. But you guys, I'm super happy. I'm getting ready to put them in boxes. My husband's going to help me deliver them. Did y'all ever decide or guess who this is for? Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. I said the first person that comments who this is potentially for, a franchise, I will send you a gift card. As long as you have one of these in your area, because otherwise that would be sad to have a gift card for somewhere that you can't use. But anyway, this was all about planning. This was all about communication. I definitely made assumptions in the beginning, so I had to revamp. When they sent this to me, I gave them a quote thinking this was a left chest item when it ended up being full chest, which is a lot more as far as time and just, you know, what it was going to take of me. So, you know, I learned not to assume. I learned there's differences in all 3 of my machines. I learned there are pretty much differences in all the hoops as far as the sizing and exactly the areas that you can use. I learned the importance of making sure you have all the supplies needed for the project before you start. And I just learned to be patient with the process because, like I said, this was a labor-intensive, time-intensive project. But so happy to have had the opportunity to do this. And I look forward to working with other businesses in my community in the future. It's definitely an area that I want to spread out into. And thanks for coming along for the ride. They are done. 91 sweatshirts. So you guys, amazing. In less than 48 hours, I was able to knock them out. And that doesn't include me sleeping and eating and taking my kids here and there. But I'm super excited. I'm so excited to go deliver this today. I'm going to just put them really back in the boxes that they came in, just for ease of use and carrying them to them. And I'm just doing one more quality check, making sure I have all 91. It was like 4 small, 33 medium, 38 large, 13 extra large, and 4 2XL. I don't know why I remember those numbers, but I think I just had them in here of what I needed to get done. So I'm excited. I actually only messed up 1 sweatshirt, which was great because I did order just one extra in each size. But these were very forgiving. So if there was any kind of mess up, there were a couple things that I did have to, you know, pull out a little bit of the stitching and then, you know, restitch. And again, these are very forgiving. These are all Gildan heavy blend. It's like the 1800 or 18,000, something like that. And they are great. They're soft. They specifically wanted like a heather gray, and it was kind of hard. They originally wanted comfort colors, and we could not find a comfort colors in the sizes they need. Plus the price of those was going to be so much more. They were willing to pay it, but you know, I researched and asked around, and lots of folks had said that this was a great sweatshirt option. And for the price, you guys, this is amazing. I got it from Sanmar that I have a wholesale account with. They came like within 2 days, long before I was ready to actually do them. So I did have those boxes glaring at me. But I'm getting ready to load them in the boxes and we're going to head out. Did you ever figure out who these are for? Bye, guys.